Beep boop bop bop boop beep boop bop. Hello everyone, just wanted to get a little recording out there since I wasn't going to see a lot of y'all, primarily 7th period, but anybody else who I didn't get to see over the last day or so. So let's talk about the Toolmark lab that I've got here in front of you. There's a few forms that you're going to be looking at. The first one is the reading that you were looking at for the Toolmark evidence analysis. So this first part, it's got the reading with some of the question stuff you want to do. You'll want to take this information and consolidate it into some sort of notes or something like that. The actual lab is right here. The scenario is on the night of April 1st, Mr. Thompson reported an unknown person trespassing on his property, attempting to break into a locked table on his back porch. Mr. Thompson reported that he heard smashing sounds and turned on the porch light to investigate. That is when he saw an unknown person hunched over a table he says stays locked at all times. The following tools were collected from the crime scene and are thought to have been left by the suspect: a small saw, a large flathead screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, needle nose plier, channel lock pliers, and a hammer. Police did not apprehend the suspect, and the suspect is still at large. However, the tools that were alleged to be used in the attempted theft were left behind. You are a forensic Toolmark expert, and your task is to determine which tools were used in an attempted robbery and to reconstruct the events of the evening. So there's a few things that we're going to be looking at. The two main things that you're going to be wanting to look at is the Toolmark reference database, which has a bunch of slides. The first part is the tools and a reference mark that was made. So if we were doing this in the lab, what you would do is you would get the tools, and then you would do test marks and then compare the test marks with the unknown marks that you found at the crime scene. Okay, so this is our reference sample. Here are our known tool marks for the various tools that were listed in the scenario, all the way through to the saw. And then it has pictures of the recovered table. So the ones that are in the boxes right here are your unknown tool marks, and so you've also got close-ups of those right here. So that's mark number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. These are actually also in the other document that you're going to be looking at, which is the student data form. So you'll put in your name and your email address. Here is the scenario again for you, but you've also got that write-up. So if you need to go back and look at that, you certainly can. So the first part, what you're going to do is you are going to identify the type of mark: abrasion, indentation, or cutting. Now, if you need help, also look at the warm-up that was for today, which is looking at examples of different tool marks. So here's some examples right here of the indentation, the cutting mark, and the abrasion. All right. So the first part, these are the tools that were collected. You would identify the mark that was made, and you're going to be looking at the reference images that you created here. Okay. So what type of mark is this? All right. What type of mark is this? Okay, so that's what that first part is about in this one. So you're going to go through, you identify the types. All right, then you'll go through. Here, I'll just put answers so we can move on to the next part. All right, now what you'll do is you will identify the unknown toolmark type. So these images are the same images that are found in the Toolmark reference database. You'll identify the tool that made it and the characteristics that you use to determine the type of tool that was made. Now, you'll do this for each one of the unknown tool marks. I believe there are 4. Okay, so identify the type of tool mark, identify the tool that would have made the mark, and what characteristics you used to identify the type of the mark. And then the last part in here is an explanation of what happened. So you're going to, as a good investigator, you need to tell the story. So basically, what was going on, how did the marks get there, that sort of thing. You'll need to make sure that when you're doing this, you're submitting everything in this form right here. That's what you're going to use to get credit for the activity, is by filling out the Google form. All right. I stretched out the due date a little bit, so we've got until Friday to work on that. To kind of give you some time. You shouldn't realistically need that much time. It's pretty straightforward. Toolmark evidence analysis isn't super duper complicated. The biggest thing is recognizing the characteristics of the tools that can be used to make the different marks, and also keep in mind that different tools can make more than one type of mark, primarily the indentation and the abrasion. All right, so it is possible to have a pair of a wrench, for example, make both an indentation mark and an abrasion mark. So just sort of keep that in mind as you're going through. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me a message. Send me an email, something like that. I will see y'all probably later this week on Friday. I don't think I'm going to be seeing most of y'all on Wednesday. Wednesday's a C day. I have a workshop I'm going to be at all day, so I won't see most of y'all, at least not officially. So send me a message with any questions you have, or we can hit them super duper quick on Friday. Also, you got a movie that you're going to watch tomorrow, and I've got instructions in Echo for y'all to take care of that. So I guess that's it. I look forward to seeing y'all again soon.